folks, Troy Dooley, the Beachside CEO. Hope you guys are having a great afternoon. Don't usually get to do two of these in a day, but this is one that's very important. You remember back on May 1st, 2025, the Federal Trade Commission, along with the state of Nevada, literally hit what we used to know as IML, iMarkets Live. Then they changed their name to IM Mastery Academy. Then they changed their name again to IYOVIA. I don't know. You see it up here. It's really weird. But anyway, the whole concept, if you guys don't know this company, I was working with this company back in 2016. Chris Terry brought me in. We were doing the compliance, cleaning things up, really moving in a good direction. And then just really it just broke crazy. All of a sudden, they went from let's focus in on trading and things, and shot directly into recruit, recruit, recruit. Some of the allegations that are in here is it's all been about recruiting. It's been smoke and mirrors. Nothing has ever worked for anybody. I mean, it's a broad list. It's a 79, I think, 70 page complaint that they've got. Well, as of today, I just got this in. I got to say thank you to all of you that constantly are sending stuff in and letting us know when news breaks so that we can get it out to people. And this one here, well, let me read it. And then I want to go back and do a commentary on this. It says, notice of termination of all independent business owner agreements dated May 14th, 2025. We are writing to inform you of an important and strategic change in the direction of IYVIA. I gotta say this. After careful consideration and analysis of current market conditions, okay, let's just say we just got nailed by the FTC in a $1.2 billion fraud case, and future growth opportunities, IYOVIA has made the decision to transition from a multi-level marketing model to a direct-to-consumer model. As part of the transition, we will be discontinuing the MLM operation and terminating all independent business owner agreements effective May 23, 2025. What does this mean to you? Well, we know what it means to you. I mean, why do they think people are stupid? If you call them independent business owners, what the heck? I digress. Hang on a minute. Your IBO agreements with IYOVIA will be terminated effective May 23rd, 2025. All compensation and commissions owed to you under the IBO agreement until the termination date will be paid in accordance with our compensation plan and policies. Let me jump in here on one thing. If the FTC in the state of Nevada gets a restraining order, gets a permanent injunction, you won't get paid at all, because then it's become a fraud case and you're not entitled to fraud money. Here's the sad part about this. If the regulators make this case and the judge or the jury says this is a fraud, Chris Terry, Isis Terry, all of these people that are named in here are fraudsters, then everybody that's ever made money in this company on the dates of the case, from whatever the original date of 2018 is up until currently, then that could all be clawed back by regulators and paid back to what we call the net losers in this. So you've got to look at that as well. Some functions of the IBO back office related to recruitment of IBOs have been disabled by access, but access to your commission records and other account information will be available until May 23rd. After that date, you'll have to contact support if you need information. So let's look at this. This is a strategy. It's a strategy that's being used, hopefully, in their what I would say is the negotiation with their legal team. And they've said, "Look, we're not going to be able to beat this, so we're going to have to settle it. So let's stop. Let's stop the bleeding right now. Otherwise, it's going to continue." So if you stop this as of May 23rd, and you say no more recruiting, which, look, let's just be realistic. There's not been no recruiting since May 1st. As soon as this hit the news wires in every sector in which this company is operated, network marketing, crypto, Forex, online education, financial education, they've not had any recruitment whatsoever. People have left by the droves. They've gone to other companies. I've already had calls from other companies saying, "Hey, we want to make sure we don't fall in the same trap." It's some people are starting their own companies, so it's not like anybody was recruiting. What this shows is, hey, we're going to try to stop our bleeding. We want to be able to try to put a line in the sand where we can negotiate with the FTC. We can negotiate with the state of Nevada. The dilemma is it's too little and too late, and it's very saddening that they want to pretend they're going direct to consumer. A direct to consumer model would be Online Trading Academy. You could go look at Online Trading Academy, see how they operate. They settled with well, that was the Securities and Exchange Commission, I believe, back in 2022, 2023. I've got a dear friend of mine that was on the legal team over there, so it was interesting to watch that case and read that case. But in this one here, it's sad because no matter what the reason is, whether it's a Modere that just in the middle of the night says we're going to turn off our compensation plan, or it's something like this that's literally been questionable at least since I left in 2019 as an outside advisor in running the compliance team as the director of compliance. When you look at these situations, the question is, where does the fallout stop? Will it just stop because of the way this case is filed with the original defendants in this case? You got Chris Terry, you got Isis Terry, you got Jason Brown, Matt Rosa, Brandon uh, Boyd, and then all the companies. Or will this expand out to and Alex Morton's in there? Thank you. And then, or will it expand out to include former top leaders like David Amante or Ivan Tapia and some of the others that have left? We don't know that yet. I can tell you that if they go through the time period and they decide they want to claw back the money, then what they'll do is they could bring in more people, not as defendants. They just claw it back. Now, here's what happens. And I found this out in the Zeke Rewards case. A lot of you know it's out there. I don't hide it. I got sanctioned as an advisor with Zeke Rewards. They were found to be one of the world's largest Ponzi schemes. What happened in the aftermath, a decade later, the case was finalized. The founders of that company served time in prison, are still in prison, but they charged back. They clawed back is what the term is with the regulators, all the way down to people who had made $1,000 in the company. Today, after all that case was settled, they got back way more money than actually was lost. I mean, it was a beautiful thing for those that lost money, but then they sell the database to a collection agency. And now there's people that have on their credit reports that they owe money based on a Ponzi or a pyramid scheme they were in. So in this case here, the feds are not alluding that this is a Ponzi or a pyramid. They're saying it's a consumer fraud case. They're opting to use the penalty offense rule, which is up to $53,000 per charge. That means they'll go back and they'll look at your client base, more than likely, and they'll say, how many customers did you have? How many students were in your deal? You're going to have to pay all this money back. Will some people be exempt? Don't know. How bad could this be? Don't have a clue. The fact that they just terminated all of the IBOs goes to show that this is the first sign that they're trying to mitigate what their financial and personal responsibilities are going to be. And this could be very, very large. This is going to run at least $1.2 billion. But for the individuals in charge involved, that doesn't include fines and everything else. It could be huge. If they've tried to hide assets offshore, that's going to be even a bigger situation. So stay tuned. I told you we're going to keep following this. I'm going to go now that this has been in play. We'll go look at the updated court filings. I may do another one of these lives here in the next couple of days just to keep everybody up on it. Now, listen, this is the important part. I'm going to name some company names. These are not bad companies. I'm naming these companies because they have online education similar to IML, or they are launching a company, or they have trading bots, whatever the case, software, stuff like that. Some of you might not know what a bot is, but My Daily Choice, Gifu, uh, Nilu Life, Zader Capital, which is launching. These are four that I know of. You have to be super diligent, have to be super careful. Because if you're crossing the line in any way, if you're listening to the marketers because they say, hey, we can bring large teams over, you're leaving your house unprotected. You're leaving yourself open for something that can be very, very, very devastating, not just to the company, not just to your reps, but you as the company executives, you as the company owners. If you want to keep your legacy that you've built, then make sure you're protecting the house. Live well and finish strong. I'll see you on the next one.